Good evening, everyone. This is RW. This is Ronald coming back to y'all for the final, final installment, final episode of this season of All Black Emory. In today's episode, we're going to be recapping the year, talking about some things we've learned, making some suggestions for improvement, for how we might go forward, and signing off with some of our plans for the summer. So I'll pass it off to Kennedy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kennedy. I am a senior, so I am recapping a little bit more than just this past year, but kind of my experience at Emory. And I'm excited to get into the questions. I'll pass it over to Jada.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jada Oriahi, and I am a second year at Emory. So I've been excited to just recap over everything that's been happening regarding ABE and in college in general and get into that.
Thank y'all. So I guess we'll start off. First question is, what have you learned? What are some things you've learned this year? Now that we're entering the last sort of days of the semester, I can really start to sense a feeling of a finality, of culmination. And for you, especially Kennedy, I know this is like a big time for you. You're a senior. So what are some things, and maybe your things can be things you've learned in your college experience in your 4-year time here at Emory. So yeah.
Of course. So there's three main things that stick out to me for things that I've learned with my Emory experience overall and have been really important this particular year. So the first thing has been watching how I'm spending my time. And it's not on a time management type of spiel, but watching my energy and who I'm hanging around and for how long. So I think that's a skill that I had to kind of learn, because typically I just run into situations and I do a lot of different things with a lot of people. And then I found that my social battery would just be depleted at the end of the day. So I've really shifted to not only giving other people kind of structured times to do things with me, but also having the opportunity to take some time for myself, which goes into the second thing I've learned, which was self-care and maintaining good mental health practices. I think in college in particular, and as Black people in particular, we're very afraid to talk about mental health or to reach out for help when we're not doing well. But I think that I really took this time in this year specifically to listen to myself. So I started journaling a lot more. I had the opportunity to just kind of speak to people and just really write down my experiences and validate the things that I was feeling, instead of just trying to say, oh, I'm just going to tough it up. That's fine. It's going to be okay. And not really addressing the problems. So that would be my second thing. And my last thing was really advocating for myself and other students of color on campus. I know that's something that's hard to do at a PWI like Emory, but I found that as I've increased my time at Emory, I've been speaking up more and more and more about things that just aren't right, or spaces that should be more diverse and they aren't. So I think those are the three things that were the most impactful for me and that I'm most proud of myself doing and learning over my 4 years at Emory.
Thank you so much, Kennedy. What about you, Jada?
Yeah, so this year has definitely been an experience, to say the least. I feel like, well, the two main things that really stuck out for me, what I've learned throughout the year, or what helped me, was dealing with imposter syndrome, because I remember literally getting accepted at Emory and a person telling me, oh, you only got in because you're Black or something. So I remember that really stuck with me, and it was kind of hard kind of dealing with that, because I felt like I didn't belong at this space. But however, getting to know the Black community on campus was really helpful for me, and knowing I do belong, I do have a space here in a community. And through ABE, I learned how different ways you can amplify Black voices on campus to have more diversity and to have people think that they do belong here. And another thing that I learned that relates to this is because of imposter syndrome, I remember I would just be working every day. I wouldn't give myself a break. And then I realized how much of a toll that was having and how much that impacted like my social battery, like my mental health and everything like that. So it's really important to give like yourself breaks every once in a while because you are a person and not a robot at the end of the day. And also how mental health is so important to talk about and that you need to make time for that while you're scheduling your day. And just to have some you time is really important and really helped me throughout the semester.
Yes, thank you both so much for sharing. I can really identify with so much of what y'all said in this year, in this semester. I think alone, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about like interpersonal relationships, that it's okay to take leave, to take distance from like people that you love and people that you admire. I think I've learned a lot about my capacity as a student, as a researcher, and like fundamentally as a person, right? That I can become exhausted, and that exhaustion is sometimes untimely, like it's unscheduled, and it can get in the way of things. I think I've also learned a lot about my spirituality. In this time, I've been reminded that I'm fallen, right? I'm broken. That I can be distracted. That I can be overwhelmed. But more than this, I think I know I can be redeemed, right? That I can overcome my obstacles. And I think redemption is a good theme for our next question. So do you have any notes, any suggestions as to how ABE might improve going forward in executing its mission and its vision?
Yeah, I definitely think doing some more community engagement and like some of the town halls that we did would be super beneficial. Specifically, I think that listening to all of our responses to the first question, specifically one about mental health, and having an open dialogue about why we push ourselves to the brink. I'm sure there's a lot of just being Black in general, we kind of have to do that, and a bunch of other reasons why. So I think having a conversation and having a safe space for people to be vulnerable, and people, I like to say, like, you need to have an opportunity for you to have that breakdown, but be surrounded by people who will bring you back up and help you to get to the person that you're meant to be. And I think that through an organization like All Black Emory, providing that space and providing those resources and a friendly face and comfortable people will make that transition even easier. And I think that that's one thing that would help to improve ABE.
And for me, one thing I think that I would love to like do throughout like next semester is also like collaborate with other Black organizations on campus. I feel like that would be a really fun and nice way of community building, and to see other people you may not have seen before. And I feel like we can never have too much community, you know, and it'd be nice to just create. The reason why I love ABE now is just we have the opportunity to create a safe space for the Black students on campus. And I would love to continue doing that and just amplify Black voices and collaborate with Black orgs on campus or in the Atlanta community in general. So I would really love and look forward to doing that.
Thank y'all again. I think my note, I would say, I hope ABE in its programmatic endeavors continues to spotlight like the Black students who are doing amazing things on campus, who are so under-recognized in their endeavors. Like in this past like 3 weeks alone, I've learned so much about like seniors and all the things that they've been doing over the course of, like during their tenure here at Emory, that I had no idea that they were doing until, you know, college admissions, and, you know, they're telling us about their plans in the world. But so many Black people, so many Black students here go unrecognized and under-recognized in achieving like excellence, right? And I just think, like I said, in our programmatic ambit, we could be more wide sweeping in our focus. So with that, let's chop it up, y'all. What are we doing? What y'all doing for the summer? What's Kennedy, you graduating? What's the plans after graduation?
Yeah, so I am taking a gap year before I go into medical school. So I actually am employed just across the street at Emory School of Medicine, working in palliative care as a clinical research coordinator. So I will be doing that over the summer and for the next year while I am applying to medical schools. But the good news is I will also be taking plenty of days off to travel, take a break, not worry about quizzes, tests, anything of that nature for a while. So yeah, those are my plans for the future, the near future, I'll say.
Yeah, and I guess for my plans over the summer, so I am staying at Emory and I'm doing an internship at the medical school with an ophthalmology research program, which is really fun. I'm really looking forward to that. And while doing that, I'm gonna be an RA on the summer campus. So I'm really excited for that and to come, so yeah.
Well, this summer for me is gonna be very busy, and in a lot of ways, I'm looking forward to it because I'm taking some trips, but in all the other ways, I'm not looking forward to it because I'm doing things like taking summer classes, like in addition to taking an LSAT prep course, in addition to taking the LSAT, in addition to preparing for the GRE, in addition to taking the GRE. So yeah, that's what it's looking like for me, back to back, slammed summer. Yeah, but like I said, I'm looking forward to, going back home. One, I'm going to be back home for all of the summer. So I very much look forward to that. Very much look forward to being with my family. And again, the trips. So lots to look forward to. And I'm blessed, right? So yeah. Well, with that, if y'all have any sign-offs, now's your time.
Yeah, I'll just end off by saying I've enjoyed my experience in All Black Emory. And I think if I could give any advice to the people who come after me or the people who watch this at any time, is that you are enough, you matter, your voice matters, and make sure you're using your voice to do something good. Make sure you're advocating for those who have difficulty advocating for themselves, and also advocate for you. Because if there's one thing that college has taught me, is that you have to be cool with yourself and you have to fight for yourself in order to be the successful person that you can be. And with that, I sign off officially as with Kennedy signing off, and I'll pass it to the next person.
So I would say, like, my final note, this has been a crazy and hectic year, but it was so fun working with everyone on ABE and the different projects and everything. I love having the opportunity to create a safe space for students on campus. So I would say, closing note for people who are watching this or wherever they are in life, that you deserve a break, and that working yourself like tiredly 24/7 is probably not a great idea. And I'm also like talking to myself on this one too. And that as just repeating off of Kenny said, that you are more than worth it and you belong, and that you are enough, and that hopefully through ABE, we have the ability to amplify your voice and create a safe space in the process.
Well, with that, I thank y'all so much for joining us today. This has been a treat. We'll see y'all next time.